Does Voldemort have other powers that aren't even talked about within the book? And maybe Voldemort doesn't even realize he has these powers. Let's talk about that. So we know that Voldemort was conceived under the influence of love potion, which caused him to not be able to feel love, which is ultimately his weakness. And if you're interested in that, make sure to check out this video here. I posted a theory about his weakness and what ultimately caused his downfall in the series. What's love? I know that's the power the Dark Lord knows not is love, but that's another whole theory that we can get into later. But this theory is, does Voldemort have powers that we don't even discuss within the books? So in the series, when we talk about Tom Riddle, not Voldemort, but Tom Riddle, it's always talked about that he just has a certain charm over the people he talks to. Everybody seems to listen to him and feel that he is the best person in the world. They think he will do great things, and that he just seems to have a certain respect from the administration of Hogwarts, except for Dumbledore. Dumbledore sees right through him. And Voldemort may or may not know that he has this power, but there's certain things throughout the series that kind of point to this power. And the power I'm talking about is charm speak. I know that's not the proper term within this, and it's never brought up. Those of you who like the PJO series and further, you know what charm speak is. It's a power that some creatures and demigods have that allows them to talk and you do whatever they want. Does Voldemort have charm speak? I don't think it's something that gets brought up as a power that anybody knows about. I don't even think Dumbledore understands that's the power that he has, because it's a power that was instilled by him being conceived under the love potion. Because there's a point in the flashback when Dumbledore first meets Tom, Tom goes, tell the truth, and demands the truth. And Dumbledore kind of tells him the truth. And it's one of those things that it's like, okay, does he get his way often? Like, he's able to control these children and bring them to a cave to torture them without even trying. And it's like, people probably assume, oh, well, maybe he was able to like do a low-level Imperio. But then when he gets to school, even Harry talks about when he met Diary Tom Riddle was like, yeah, all of the professors loved me except for Dumbledore. Dumbledore never seemed to trust me. And maybe there's a reason for that. Maybe Gellert Grindelwald also had charm speak. So Dumbledore was aware of charm speak, at least on a minimal level, and had kind of just was able to understand, hey, I don't trust you. Maybe. Not really sure why it worked on some people and not on others, but maybe because Dumbledore was a powerful Occlumens, charm speak doesn't work on him. But Tom was able to do basically whatever he wanted within school, and even afterwards. He was able to get a job at Borgin and Burke. He was able to charm his way with Hepzibah Smith to steal her items and her heart. So what gave him this power? If it's not well known, it's probably the love potion. If the most powerful love potion in the world, Amortentia, was multiply dosed in Tom Riddle Sr., and then Tom Riddle baby, Voldemort, was conceived while that potion was in Tom Sr.'s system, like probably multiple doses after multiple doses, and probably not a great thing for his health, but if Tom Riddle Jr. was conceived under Amortentia, the strongest love potion, maybe it gave him that power. Maybe he doesn't even have that power. Maybe he's just that suave. But for someone who doesn't understand love and only really understands fear, it's interesting that he's able to basically have all of these people love and adore him while he's Tom Riddle. Once he becomes Voldemort, I think it's more fear than love. But even Bellatrix Lestrange, like, who's married, and there's a theory that I did on that as well. She was forced into that marriage. She really wanted to be with Voldemort, but, you know, Andromeda kind of ruined it for her. But Voldemort also didn't love her and didn't understand love. He just saw it as loyalty and unwilling admiration. Why is it unwilling admiration? Because he just has that certain speech, the charm speak. And like I said, there's not really any proof, but the way that it's talked about on how he had this following and that these professors just admired him, all the students seemed to admire him, he just had a huge following and could have done great things, but seemed to not want to do that. Voldemort may not have even known of this power. He may just thought, people love me because I'm so powerful. But maybe it's just the way he talked. Maybe it's just the way he walked. talked. But in the end, there is not really any proof because charm speak is not something that is talked about in the series at all. But if anybody had charm speech in the Harry Potter series, I definitely would think it was Voldemort. And maybe Gellert Grindelwald, because even in the Fantastic Beast movies, which are loosely canon, Grindelwald seemed to have a certain control over people with just his words. And yeah, he may have been just convincing, but it seemed like something a little bit more nefarious. But that's up to you. Let me know in the comments. Do you think Voldemort had charm speak, or was he just a good talker? Let me know. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe and stay marvelous. Knox.